Hi, I'm Jamie Redknapp, and you're listening to the Fantasy Threesome podcast. Enjoy.
Yes, hello. You're listening to the Fantasy Threesome FPL podcast. Jamie Redknapp knows his stuff. I'm Phil. I'm here with Mike. How are you, Mike?
Well, good afternoon. Very good, thank you. Yes, yourself?
I am okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Things are good.
Well, we're missing our third wheel.
We are.
But like the Out Here brothers, the Jonas brothers, the Marx brothers, the Chuckle brothers,
More chuckle.
the Baldwin brothers.
Don't know who they are.
Alec
Mike,
and Dan. There were more than one.
Mike Baldwin?
Not Mike Baldwin, no. Although he may have a brother. The Carter brothers. Sadly, little one's no longer with us.
What?
Harry and Will.
Matt and Phil?
No, not Matt and Phil that live in our village, mate. Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys and his little brother Aaron.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. I'm running out of fame. Have I done the Neville brothers? I think I have.
No, you haven't. No.
The Mario brothers.
Yeah, now we're talking.
And now the Botto brothers.
What about Prince Harry and Prince William? They're brothers.
Did that one already.
Did you?
Yeah, come on. Focus in.
So sorry about that. Yeah. If there was one set of brothers that you think that we compare to out of that list, who would it be?
I'd call us the Brothers Grimm.
Right.
Yeah.
They
wrote between them. They wrote Rapunzel, Cinderella, Snow White, Hansel and Gretel, and Little Red Riding Hood, which is some back catalogue, to be fair.
You'd think that they're probably owed a pretty penny from Disney.
Well, they would be if they hadn't died 120 years ago.
Makes it so much harder to get the money back.
But there you go. Very successful writers.
Congratulations to them.
But my point was...
Anyway, yep.
New double act for this week, the Botto brothers.
Well, it started really well, so
yeah,
that's good. So it's I don't know what day it is even. It's Thursday. We've got Manchester United Brighton tonight. How's your game week going? It's the big double that people were building towards.
Yeah, well, look, I had no chips to play, so I'm at a disadvantage to most this game week. But even so, I'm sitting fairly pretty, I think, on a score of 94 with 1, 2, 3 still to play. So, 4 still to play. So I'm quite happy with that, really.
Yeah.
Odegaard got me 15, Salah got me 18, Gakpo 9, Kane 8, Haaland 32 as he's doubled up. Estupiñán is on my bench. With Wan-Bissaka still to play, so he might be coming on for at least 9 points.
That'd be handy.
Yeah, it's been all right. And yourself, because you had chips to play, didn't you?
Yeah, I had triple captain played this week. Where's my team? Yeah, I'm on 120 at the moment.
Okay.
With triple captain, and I've got 5 to play, so hopefully that'll be a decent score. Haaland triple captain to 48. I was thinking of doing Salah because I've used triple captain on Salah for so many years, and I should have stuck to my guns because he did get more points. But he hasn't been looking that involved. He's got points by scoring 2 penalties. He's actually not. He's not been involved in play. Everything's going down the other side of the pitch, which is really weird.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And interesting, they're playing Gakpo straight through the middle as sort of the number 9.
Yeah. Yeah, they benched Gakpo last night, didn't they, for some reason? I suppose just to rotate. They've got Darwin and they've got Diaz. The thing is, they bought Gakpo because everyone was injured, and now everyone's not injured. They've got such a rotation headache trying to keep those lot happy, I would imagine.
Yeah, well, Diaz looked lively. He looked back to his best when he came on. So when he came into the team. So, one to consider there, perhaps.
Yeah, I bought in Jota for this week and for this double week, and he's the one I want to get rid of. Really, I don't like having someone who's going to rotate that much.
No, fair enough. How's points wise? What you sat on?
I'm on 120 with 5 to play.
Nice.
It has meant that I've jumped Anthony. He's on 91. He also played as triple captain on Haaland. but he's got one, two. He's got two to play.
Okay.
He's got two to play.
Well, looks bleak for him, doesn't it? Every season it's the same.
Yeah, but it's a long way to go. Long way to go. But the big fear, he mentioned it a few weeks back. The big fear is my wife, who is doing what she does and just creeping up. She's on 127 with 5 to play.
Right. Hey, strong.
Yeah, a bit of a worry there. She's going to overtake me. So
Sorry, that was. I'll be honest, that was unexpected. Forgive me. That came on very quickly.
So I used to work where you work, and I remember getting a memo sent around by the general manager asking people to not flamboyantly sneeze because you are in a phone call center almost.
Oh, we're very much not a call center, but yeah, yes, a point taken. And that was fairly flamboyant. I don't think I can sneeze without it being flamboyant.
Really?
I think I am, by my very nature, a flamboyant sneezer.
That's fair. I like to put my whole body into it rather than volume. I like movement.
Yeah. Well, look, my apologies. My apologies for that. If I've somebody's come off the road as a result of that listening in there. So
it could have happened.
Let's quickly talk about punts because this is a shorty today. Let's talk about our punts. Players of 2% ownership or less who we predicted would haul during this game week. Now, of course, there is some time still to play. How did our punts fare? This is the stage where you tell me who my punt was and how they got on.
So the punts, we didn't do a punt for this game week.
Oh, yes.
Did a punt for game week 34. You and Anthony both went for Villa players. I think one of you went Dia, one of you went for someone else.
Yeah.
None of those came in. I went for the man, the legend, Joe Linton, and he scored. So I won, which is handy.
Which means that either myself or Ant has to have a captain picked by a listener this week.
Yeah.
And so what I'm thinking is it's only right that we follow through with a quiz.
Okay. It's going to be hard to do.
Well, I'm thinking maybe we just do like a closest to the pin question. So you ask, I don't know, I'm just throwing this out as an example. How many points has Bruno Fernandes scored this season? I'll give a guess. Ant gives a guess. And whoever gets the closest does not have their captain picked.
Right. But Ant's guess is going to be quite quiet. So
yeah, I mean, and it could transpire that it'll be non-existent and therefore void, and therefore I will win by default. But we don't know that until we play.
Okay, well, I've got an idea. I've got an idea that, I mean, you've just brought that up. Players' total points.
Yeah.
Now we could do that, and I could ask you the questions, and you have a 15 or 20 point margin of error either way. And if you get it wrong, Ant gets the point. If you get it right, you get the point.
No, I think I prefer my idea where we doesn't answer, he gets it wrong. Let's play the music, Phil. Let's have a quiz.
It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz. The loser gets their captain picked by a listener with great instinct. Sometimes cruel and sometimes kind. The listener is always right. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz.
Okay, I'm thinking maybe should we just keep this fairly short? Because I'm going into this, I'm fairly confident.
Okay.
Maybe first of 3.
That seems fair. I feel like people would have wanted player or cheese, but I just haven't done the prep. So nearest to the pin then.
Yes.
Total points for Miguel Almiron.
Shall I go?
No, I'll ask Ant first.
Ant's going to go first. I didn't know whether I should let him go first or second.
Well, yes, let him go first because he's at a disadvantage. Ant?
Oh, that is.
This is just ridiculous.
He's. I'm afraid that just counts as like 0. That's his. default answer, I think, unfortunately.
Okay.
So really, it's I'm on the line here, Ronnie Rosenthal, ready just to tap it in.
Okay. What are you going for then?
He's got 92 points.
He's got 145
Oh,
points.
look at that. Well, not a million miles off, certainly compared to Anthony. So that's what's the score, Phil?
1-0 to you so
1-0.
far. 1-0
Great.
to you.
All right.
Okay, next one. Harry Winks. That's Harry Winks.
Cheek. See what you've done here.
Harry Winks. Anthony's going first again because disadvantage.
Oh, again? Okay, all right. Okay, Anthony. Yeah.
Let's see what he's got to say for himself.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, Cam. You're doing well down there.
Interesting.
Sounds like a 0 from Anthony.
0 from Anthony.
I'm going to go for a 0 as well.
He has already said 0, so you have to. If in higher or lower, you can't go.
No, I'm going to go 0 for the draw.
0 for the draw. I don't think nearest to the pin you can do that. This is nearest to the pin. Don't forget that.
He should be allowed to go first then, shouldn't he?
Well, he's not here, so it's a bit harder for him.
Is it harder for him though? I get the feeling it's not. I'll go for a minute, please.
A minute?
Yeah.
We're talking points. You measure points in minutes.
Yeah. Points is time. Time is money.
Oh, you just gone over there. It was 0. Ain't got it spot on. So
my turn to go first this time. I think
your turn to go first.
Right.
Okay, no problem. That is fine. So the next player I'm looking at then,
yes,
is oh, he played very well the other day.
Did he?
Billy Gilmore.
Billy Gilmore.
Billy Gilmore, yeah.
I go with 30 minutes.
30 minutes? You really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you're doing here again, and I don't know whether there's a double bluff at play. Did he come off before 60 minutes? It's cheeky, this. Very cheeky. Don't want to lose to somebody that's not here. I'm going to go for 0.
Going to go for 0. So what would Ant's default be then? It'd have to be like 1.
He's saying -1, isn't he?
But I think we can assume if you've taken 0, he'll have to go the next number up, which is 1.
Okay.
I mean, you going 0 is a bewildering situation. I don't know why you've done that.
Yeah, less than 60 minutes in a booking.
Hello, darkness, my old
Oh, no.
You've lost against an invisible person.
Well, not necessarily yet.
Because
We have, because you said it's best of 3.
Oh, well, first to 3.
You can't change it halfway through.
Listen back to the tape. I definitely said first to 3.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay, because
I am now wired into this. Let's go.
Gilmore's on 10 points.
Good for Gilmore. Happy, isn't he? He's a happy.
He is very happy. Okay.
Right. 2-1, Ant. Let's go.
Okay, so let's go for. Ooh, this is going to be tricky.
I imagine you go for. Will you?
Sorry?
Imagine you go for a big name player here.
Big name player, yep.
One of the, someone that plays quite a lot.
Well, that makes it too easy if they play quite a lot. I'm going to go for Dele Alli. Dele Alli. How many points has he got in this year's season, FPL? I've muddled those words up. It's confusing. Dele Alli. How many?
No points.
You're going to go no points. Oh, Michael Anthony by default goes 1, and Dele Alli has 2 points. So, so that is the win for Anthony.
Yeah, it's utterly ridiculous.
He got 2 points earlier in the season. He played against Chelsea and Aston Villa. They lost both of those games. A combined total of 38 minutes. But that does mean that Anthony has won the quiz.
Play me out some quiz music. I'm going to compose myself.
You sure you want that?
Yeah.
It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz. The loser gets their captain picked by a listener with great instinct. Sometimes cruel and sometimes kind. The listener is always right. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz.
I mean, it comes to something when Ant has to hide from being on the podcast in order to win a quiz. It really is.
I mean,
Well-
it comes to something that you've lost against an invisible person.
Well,
Who-
actually, superpowers and that would have superpowers. So
Why would you not have just gone for 1 point on
Because-
like Gilmore, who played at the weekend?
it was a triple bluff on your part. I thought that you were my head had gone. You were living rent free in my head, and it had gone.
Talking of living rent free, how enjoyable was it for this guy against Chelsea? Three assists.
Fantastic. And I saw a little humble brag from you on the socials saying that
Well,
you'd been talking him up since the start of the season. And
a
it's
lot
true.
of people were saying things along the lines of, "Oh, why aren't the experts suggesting Granit Xhaka?" Listen, I've been on him all season suggesting Granit Xhaka, and to be fair, there would only have been 5-6 weeks where it would have been beneficial to own him. But it's nice when something comes good. Fair play. 2 of the assists were identical. Did you watch the game?
I didn't watch the game. I listened to the game. I do like listening.
Oh, yeah.
Do like listening to the game, especially if it's. I think I'm allowed to show some BBC bias here when it's BBC commentary.
What you're saying is you
anyone
don't
but Matterface, really. Anyone but Matterface. Anyway,
agreed.
did enjoy listening to the game, and it sounded like easy pickings for Arsenal. Very easy pickings.
They got bored near the end and let Chelsea back in, but
Yeah.
it was very easy pickings. Arsenal's fixtures, the next two, they got Newcastle and Brighton. A lot of people have got Arsenal assets. You might be on Gabriel Jesus. It's taking a while to load.
That was good.
Oh, you heard something?
Oh, I heard it. It was good.
Perfect. I didn't hear it, so
Oh.
it would have been smoother if it had come through in my ears.
Sure. No, I liked it.
Good.
Yeah, there's a lot of Arsenal assets out there, aren't there? I worry about Arsenal in this next couple, particularly Newcastle, who just look brilliant. So, yeah, I worry about them. I certainly wouldn't have any defensive assets.
So, with Arsenal, a lot of people have still got 2 or 3 players. How many have you got from Arsenal then?
1.
And that is your beautiful friend Odegaard.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, is he the top scorer, second highest scoring midfielder in the game?
Yeah. Scored 15 goals this season for them.
That's
good.
And he's really beautiful to watch. So it's just the perfect all-round asset. Unfortunately, Arsenal got defensive problems. They started Kiora or someone, another beverage-based name at the back, along with Gabriel, and Gabriel got injured, didn't he? So they may end up with Kiora and Holding. So those with Isaac might want to keep him. Maybe even consider captaining him this week.
Well, that's a bold shout.
Well, it's not. Yeah. Well, they might do. I mean, what do you think of the Newcastle double up of Isaac and Wilson?
I'm not convinced they play together against Arsenal.
No, but it seemingly doesn't matter.
If I know Eddie, and to some extent I do, I don't.
You hugged him on Match of the Day. It was lovely.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I don't think he'll play 2 up. I don't think he'll play 2 up against Arsenal. And I know, yes, you're right. He has been picking up points off the bench, but yeah, no, I wouldn't be doubling up. It's a waste of a spot, I think.
So if you're going Isaac or Wilson, what are you choosing?
Isaac, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair
You?
enough. Well, I've got Isaac, but I don't know what to do. I've got 2 free transfers.
Okay.
So I don't know what to do with them. I've got Jota, who I don't want. So I imagine one of my transfers is Jota for someone. So striker-wise, I can't work out who to get. I don't know who I want. I've got Haaland and Isaac. I want, I'd like Kane, but can't afford him. That
Yeah,
leaves you with
Haaland, Kane, and Watkins across my front three at the moment. Watkins away at Wolves, so I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping he picks up some points there.
gone off the boil though, and isn't he?
Yeah, he has.
You'd be getting Watkins based on previous form.
So yeah, I mean, so let's say I switch him out and I look at Isaac. What are Isaac's last few fixtures? Who have they got? Arsenal, and then they get Leeds, Brighton, Leicester. Brighton, Leicester games both at home, and then Chelsea away. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's tempting. Can you believe this? I haven't made a transfer yet this week. So maybe with Villa after this week facing Spurs, Liverpool, and Brighton, maybe Isaac's the boy to bring in. Maybe I bring him in.
Well, hold your horses. Let's talk through other options.
Okay.
Because there are some obvious. The one that comes straight to mind is Big Danny Welbeck.
Oh yeah.
After his 2 goals and assists against Wolves, he's got a game tonight against United, and then Brighton have got so many fixtures, it's unreal. They've got Everton next week, then they've got a double of Arsenal and Newcastle in game week 36. Game week 37, they got Southampton and Man City, and they finish with Villa. So Brighton have got loads of games to play.
If I could just turn back the clock 5 years and speak to my 30-year-old self, I would say, Mike, Danny Welbeck in 2023 will still be scoring goals in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And 30-year-old Mike would be like, sorry, what?
Yeah. So how many years have you gone back to be 30?
Just a 5.
Okay, cool. So you're now younger than me, which is a real weird situation.
Well,
okay. So yeah, it is strange. I don't think he could be at any other club in the Premier League apart from Brighton. I just think Brighton fits certain players.
Yeah, I can see that.
I couldn't see Webster being in another Premier League team.
They're not a team that care for reputation. They're like the opposite of the Galacticos.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that. I love that about them.
Yeah, the Ungalacticos.
It's not as catchy.
Not so catchy. Okay.
If you're looking at other striker options, what does the appointment of Big Sam mean for this guy?
You're beautiful.
Knew this question was coming. Brilliant. I mean, I tell you what it means. Honestly, so awkward situation. I'm stood at the game between the two dugouts on Saturday, Bournemouth against Leeds.
Sunday.
Thank you. And I'm watching the game, and I genuinely cannot believe how poor Patrick Bamford is. Like,
what? You don't mean that.
He looked like he needed putting down. And so I got on the phone to you and Anne, didn't I? And I messaged you, and I said something along the lines of, Patrick Bamford looks totally dreadful. And literally, as I put my phone in my pocket, he scored a header, which wasn't ideal. But he was really poor. He was so off it. Yeah, okay, look, high ball comes across. He heads it in at the back stick. Well done. But I don't see that happening very regularly.
There'll be a lot more high balls under Big Sam.
Yeah, but that's not really his game, is it? His game's he's got good feet. He's a technician.
He is a technician, and as I said to you on the text, it was a perfect result for me. It's nice for Bournemouth to win a game, and fair play Gary O'Neill. He's done a great job, by the way. But it was nice for Bournemouth to win a game, but still give Patrick Bamford the opportunity to silence his critics. Yet here you are, still criticising.
Yeah, yes, I am. I think Rodrigo will start over him, to be honest.
Oh,
Rodrigo will be his Yuri Djorkaeff.
So, I mean, their fixtures are pretty tough. Do you think he'll keep him up?
No, I think Leeds are definitely gone. In from what I saw, and I don't think it was a bit embarrassing in the press conference yesterday where he declared himself. And I did understand where he was coming from.
I've got the clip if you want to hear it. If people haven't heard it,
play the clip. Let's play the clip.
Well, you'll have to wait for me to find it.
Right. I did understand where he was coming from to some degree, but it's not the sort of thing you say in a press conference. There's so much ego with that guy. And it's a bit of a circus, him coming in. I understand. Right. I do actually understand the appointment, but I don't think it'll get the response he's expecting.
Well, that is a shame. I've got the clip here. Hang on a second.
Too many people think that I am old and antiquated, which is so far from the truth. I might be 68 and look old, but there's nobody ahead of me in football terms. Not Pep, not Klopp, not Arteta. So it's all there with me, and I share it with them. They do what they do. I do what I do. But in terms of knowledge and depth of knowledge, I'm up there with them. I'm not saying I'm better than them, but certainly as good as they are. Too many.
Yeah.
I just want you to now. I want you to get ready to play the clip again. I want you to imagine, and this is a bit bleak, but go with me.
Many people think.
Hold on. I want you to imagine Sam Allardyce lying in a hospital bed, very poorly, and hit play.
Too many people think that I am old and antiquated, which is so far from the truth. I might be 68 and look old, but there's nobody ahead of me in football terms. Not Pep.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You get the idea.
It does sound like someone's about to give him his last rites. I mean, he said he may look old. I mean, he really does. I mean, it's fair to say we're all older than we've ever been, but he genuinely looks it.
Yeah, he's had a lot of wine.
Yeah,
Lots of wine.
With a lot of shakes, not milkshakes. That was a reference to an illegitimate meeting he had. Anyway, I don't think he keeps them up, and I don't think I'd be looking at any Leeds assets. I think they're gone. I think Everton played very well Monday night. Very well. It's between them and Forest. I think Leicester will get out of it. I think it's between them and Forest as to who's go down with Leeds and Southampton. You?
I think Forest fixtures are pretty rubbish, and I don't like Forest particularly, so I'll more than happily see them go down. Forest have got Southampton at home next, but then they've got Chelsea. Well, who knows what's going on with Chelsea? Chelsea, Arsenal, and Palace away. So we'll see what happens with Forest. But I think it'll be Southampton, Forest, and Everton.
Do you? Okay.
Because I don't really like Dyche.
I think Forest pick up enough points from those games to stay up. I think they'll beat Southampton, and I think they'll pick up something from Palace. And I don't think you're going to need much more than that to stay up, to be honest. Okay. I think if somebody picks up 3 or 4 points, they're probably safe.
Who would you be targeting? So have you got any Brighton and Newcastle assets? Are you going to have 6 next week?
So I've got Trippier, Estupiñán, Burn, and Mitoma. Although I was very frustrated by his resting on Saturday.
But he's still got potentially tonight to play. But the players who came in did so well.
Yeah.
That how can you drop them? Like Enciso looks like an incredibly good player for the future, and he's dirt cheap on the game, but you just don't know if he's going to play, do you?
No, you don't.
4.6 million, and in this last 3 games, he's still got another game this game week. He's got 9, 2, and 8.
It's very good.
Yeah, pretty good. 4.6 if you need a bench fodder, but you don't really want bench fodder for your Brighton assets when they've got so many games.
No.
Gross coming back to tempt us like early in the season. Do you remember he had a real run? Everyone was getting Pascal Gross earlier in the season.
Yeah, no, not for me. Not for me.
Okay.
I mean, I very rarely pick a Brighton asset, but it was only there the double game week that I went for it. But no, I don't think so, Grace. No. Shall I run you through the fixtures?
Yes, please.
And perhaps you could name the player that links the two sides.
I could. Yeah, I could. I'll suggest a player from each team as well.
Okay, Bournemouth against Chelsea Saturday, 3:00.
Oh, Neto in goal. I fancy because Chelsea can't. And I mean, Arsenal gave him a goal the other night, but Chelsea are terrible.
Okay.
Saying that, you know what's going to. It always happens to us. Oh, so and so hasn't won a game for forever. Hang on, they're playing Bournemouth. Oh no, they've won a game now.
Yeah, true.
So that's actually my biggest fear. Nathan Ake, obviously, Chelsea,
I
Bournemouth.
was going to go Michael Dewberry, but yeah, perfectly good. Okay, a few 3:00 then. So Man City gets Leeds.
We've got Calvin Phillips there. Are you captaining Haaland this week against Sam Allardyce's Leeds? Is it going to change the result?
No. And yes, 100% I'm captaining Haaland. Yes.
What's your views on bringing in Phil Foden?
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay. John Stones, by the way, he's been very handy. Very handy since I bought him in.
Yeah. Okay.
What about? So City kept a clean sheet last night without Ederson in goal, playing Ortega, who's 3.8 million on the game.
Yeah, he's not going to retain his place, though, is he?
Well, the thing is, I think Ederson was dropped because he was really rubbish. He's not played well recently.
Okay. Well, one to weigh up ahead of Saturday morning, I guess.
Yep.
Danny Mills derby, I would have said, but good. Spurs against Crystal Palace.
Oh, there's got to be players there, but I can't think of them. Spurs against Crystal Palace. Elise, I would get in this one because Spurs can't defend. So I think he'd be handy, and he's on loads of set pieces. Oh, a player from Spurs and Palace. Did Darren Bent go to Palace at any point?
No.
That is a shame.
That's disappointing.
Yep, we'll come back to that.
Gary Davies, Spurs defender and Crystal Palace defender of the 80s. Now DJing on Radio 2. Wolves against Aston Villa.
Okay, there's got to be players here. I mean, Dendoncker is a current
player.
Strong. Yeah. Got a lovely name as well. Wolves, I reckon this could be a really dull game because I think Wolves will just be trying not to concede after last week.
Okay.
So I would go for Tyrone Mings.
Mingsy, yeah, okay. I would have mentioned Jodie Lescott. Liverpool against Brentford, a tricky one. This
a tricky one in relation to naming a player that's played for both.
Oh yeah, not in terms of offering any insight.
Oh yeah, because we don't do that really anyway. Yeah, I can't think of anyone. Like I say, I'm struggling with the front line. I would keep Salah, keep Trent, and maybe that'll do for Liverpool at the moment.
New advanced midfield role. I like it.
Yeah, I love. It's interesting to watch because they don't. When he plays in that role, they don't seem to cover anyone on the right hand side. From what I've seen, it's almost like they just play without a right back.
Right. Okay.
It's a bit weird. I do like that. If I was going to have any of the front players, because he got a rest last night, I would go Gakpo.
Okay.
He's a midfielder, which is handy.
Newcastle against Arsenal is the first of our Sunday kickoffs. Strangely, at 4:30.
Oh, that is strange. And strangely, the 3:00 kickoff on Saturday, Man City Leeds, is live on TV in the UK. But because of the Coronation Street, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because of Coronation. So, 4:30 on Sunday. That is really odd. Really, really weird. Oh, yeah. And then because the bank holiday on Monday, you got a game at 3:00. Newcastle, Arsenal, players who have trodden both of those boards. I'm struggling there.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is a toughie. I'm sure you're
on the Twitter. West Ham, Manchester United, the Hernandez derby.
Oh yeah, yeah, like that. Could have gone Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah, could have done.
The Newcastle Arsenal game. What players would you be targeting in that?
Isaac. I think Newcastle score goals against Arsenal. I think that'll happen. So yeah, I am genuinely tempted to swap out your man from Villa, your Ollie Watkins, and bring in Isaac.
He's cheaper as well, isn't he?
I don't know, Phil. I don't know. I don't have that level of insight. This is what Ant's normally here for.
Yeah, it is tricky having a lack of knowledge because of Ant. Watkins is 7.6 currently on the game, and Isak is 6.9. So you get a bit of money in your pocket as well.
Do it. I'm going to do it in a minute.
Okay, it does make it harder to catch me up because I've got him as well.
I don't think I'm looking to catch you up. I think the gap's at like 150 points now. Fulham against Leicester is a 3:00 kickoff on Bank Holiday Monday. Huge game for Leicester.
Not on TV. So I'm thinking. Can't think of any players.
Mickey Adams
Mickey Adams, very good.
was a man for both.
Pardon?
He was a manager for both sides.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Leicester, Everson looked incredible, but you don't want their goalkeeper.
No, you
Yeah.
don't.
I was surprised how leaky Leicester were against Everton of all teams.
Yeah. Fulham, obviously, no Mitrovic.
When's he back? Is it game week 36? I think he's back, Mitrovic. One more game week.
Yeah, he's out this week. And also your man who's cheap as chips in midfield that came from Man United.
Pereira, yeah.
He's out as well. So they're missing their creativity and their main creativity and their main man up front. So I'm not sure about this one. I can't imagine people jumping on assets. Vardy?
Yeah, I was just about to say, what about Vards?
Isn't he? It's a lot of money. He's still priced like it's 2020.
He's £9.1 million.
Yeah, when you've got Isaac at 6.9,
yeah,
doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, you're right there. Okay, and the next fixture?
Brighton against Everton.
Oh yeah, if you've got your Brighton assets in, you may as well keep them.
Yeah, you may as well. Can you name a player that's played for either team?
Oh, Brighton and Everton. There probably is some.
Yeah,
that's all I've got really.
Right. And Nottingham Forest against Southampton is the last game. What a game! Live on Sky Sports at 8:00 on Monday, the 8th of May, and I will be tuning in for sure. Come on, you tricky trees!
Oh, I actually want Southampton to win this because I want because they're down anyway. They're down anyway, so I want to keep it. I want Forest to lose it, and then that will really make things interesting at the bottom.
Okay, all right. Well, there you have it, folks. You've had your fixtures. You've had your news. You haven't had anything on pigeon milk this week.
No, I had a lot of comments on that though.
Quite a bit of reaction on the pigeon milk.
What you had a reaction because you had some?
No, not yet. But according to Google, it really is only a matter of time before the apocalypse hits, and that's what we'll end up having to drink. So
there was a few people worried that you've been going around tickling pigeons.
No, look, I'm just because I know that I could milk a cow, but I'm not nipping down my local farm to do it.
Fair.
I could milk a pigeon. I don't need to do that.
I don't think
I could ride a chimp. I'm not going to
ride a chimp.
Yeah.
Okay. And on that bombshell, let's sign off. I could ride a chimp. Bewildering statement. I don't even understand in what manner.
It's just good. Like take me for a ride about the place, just like a piggyback type thing.
No, Mikey, that was so not right.
Absolutely nothing of the sexual nature to my comment.
I didn't bring that up.
A pure comment.
Yeah, but a pure comment.
I could ride a chimp.
I think
I'm not going to.
I don't think a chimp would have the shoulders for you. Or
no,
me. It's not a dig at you.
Lift. He can lean forward and still give me a piggyback.
A chimp?
Yeah.
I think their bones are too curvy.
I think it could handle it. I'll look into it. I'll come back to you on it next week.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind. And people will ask. So
no, stay tuned next week. I'll be there.
All right. Well, have a good one. Enjoy game week 35. Take care. Bye.
Bye bye now.